were your main takeaways, lessons from last season, and what you thought needed to change coming into this year?
You just got to bring it day in, day out in practice, open gyms, all that. You got to have the unity as a team. And if it's on the court but not off the court, or if it's off the court but not on the court, you're going to struggle, learn a lot. But those are some of the biggest things, and just continue just to battle through adversity was also one of the biggest things. We went through a lot of ups and downs last year. But we tried our best to stay together as one, hold each other accountable, just stay as a group, and we did a good job in that aspect. But those are some of the biggest things I took away.
I know you got James and Zayden here, but lots of new faces. At what point was it no longer strange? I mean, we just have all these new guys here. You have to get to know. You have to sort of show them the way and leave, but also continue doing your thing.
Yeah, I mean, our team, we came together and gelled super, super quick. I mean, say maybe the first couple of weeks max, things were like, all right, you know, these guys are still strangers, this and that. But I'd say max maybe 14 days, maybe even 10 days. I mean, we came together really, really quickly. We bonded, we gelled quickly, and it carried to on the court too. I mean, we hung out off the court all the time. We still do, and I mean, just the way we came together on the court in such a quick amount of time was super impressive. It was super impressive. So.
Is there an element of this that's kind of fun with all these new guys and just sort of the uncertainty and unknown that lays ahead?
I guess when you look at it that way, I've never really looked at it that way, but I mean,
I guess when you have a lot of new guys, a lot of new different things,
Mm-hmm.
It's a different composition than last year.
right.
Last year got kind of difficult at times, and you articulated that. Is it fun with the idea of all the differences that you guys can kind of lay out?
Absolutely. I think we'll be a much different team than the team I was on previously this past year, in good ways, of course. So, I mean, that is very exciting, very hopeful to see. So, yeah, there is that fun aspect of it. There is.
So you're saying that you guys had gelled quickly. The newest of all the new additions is Luka, who still just got here recently. Like, what would be your early impressions on just him as a player, him as a person, how he can fit in, and you know, just what he's bringing to the table?
Well, Luka, as a person, super funny, super personable. He just wants to get to know you. He's just super curious about just American culture, you know, what we do, how we hang out, you know, what we eat, whatever it is. But super funny guy. I think he's really funny unintentionally, just because, you know, he's coming over from Montenegro and he's just so curious about things. But as a player, too, he's just an incredible basketball player. Plays at his own pace. He's looking for a shot. He's ultra aggressive on the offensive end. And it just brings just another huge aspect to our team that, you know, that we could really use. So I'm super excited for that.
How is his, just to follow up real quick, how is his English?
It's really good, actually. It's really good. You can't, you know, get too deep into your slang. You know, he may not understand some things. You know, us Gen Z, we got a whole bunch of different slangs, so we gotta be selective with that. But I mean, his English is really good. There's no barriers or anything on the court with us. We had our first struggle yesterday, me and him. He was trying to explain something to me, and we didn't have that much of time to do it. And he said something very fast, and I told him I had zero idea what he said. So we spoke about it after practice, but otherwise it's really good.
Yeah, I was actually going to follow up on that too really quick. You said the funny unintentionally. Do you have something like that?
Just him playing a song that nobody would think he knew, and then he's just sitting there smiling, bopping his head, and, you know, just looking for approval, and we're all just hyping him up. You know, something like that. That just makes it unintentionally funny.
Yeah, and you have played kind of a role of like a recruiter almost over the offseason. That's something that Hubert talked with us recently about. I know you mentioned in an interview in April that, like, in particular, you had a really good feeling when you left the dinner with Henry. What do you remember about that, and what was it about him that you kind of left with that?
The dinner just flowing so smooth. I mean, every dinner did this past summer, this past recruiting trail, but I don't know. I just had such a good feeling with Henry. Everything that he was asking, he was super. I mean, everything was just flowing super smooth. He was super invested. He had a bunch of questions, not just for Coach Davis and the rest of the staff, but for me and other players. He had questions for JB. You know, we would talk about, like, how he could see himself fitting in, and he'd say me and you, or you and I, so just stuff like that. But yeah, the hints were there. I mean, it was a really good dinner overall, and I was really confident leaving.
Seth, I know you've done some interviews about your new ice cream shop, but just how does it feel to be a franchise owner, and kind of tell us a story about how that came to be?
It's super cool. It's more than a blessing to be able to call myself a franchise owner just especially in the position I am. Just trying my best to set my own path, be my own person, and set an example for athletes to come. As the NIL life just keeps expanding and keeps growing, and more opportunities keeps coming just for players like me. But it's just something I've always thought about. I've always wanted to be more than a basketball player. And the idea of entrepreneurship has always been in my head. My parents have set, a great way for me, and they've set a great path for me just to follow. And I had the opportunity just a few months ago. It started, to be in talks with Ben & Jerry's on Franklin Street. So the opportunity came about, sat down with my parents, and, we were all super excited and investing on it. So we jumped on it.
Are they gonna call you if the cooler breaks in the middle of the night?
I think my dad will take that. He'll take that hit. My parents doing a great job helping me out. They're there at the store all the time. But yeah, I'm gonna stay asleep. Basketball is more important.
So for you, obviously, several of the guys that have come in through the transfer portal, they have some college basketball experience. You're really the one that has the experience, within this program, things like that. How has the responsibility changed for you to kind of not only integrate the new guys, but communicate to them what playing in North Carolina is like? For example, when we talked to Hubert, he was kind of talking about the importance of the standard and staying there, maintaining it. How much for you as a player have you been communicating that to some of these guys?
It's been a huge part of my job. I've really taken ownership into that part. I feel like I kind of started taking ownership in that, halfway through the season last year, and I've kind of just embraced it since. But I mean, Coach Hubert does an amazing job of continuing to remind us, and I just continue just to try and be an extension of him, of just how important it is, to wear this jersey with pride when you're wearing it, to represent this jersey when you're out on Franklin Street, or when you're back home, you're in Raleigh, wherever you are, just to have pride in who it is you're playing for, what it is you're playing for, the team, the community, the fans around you. I try and hone in on it as much as I can, and just speak that to my teammates as much as I can. And I mean, I feel like I've done a good job. Guys definitely understand what it means to play here. If you ask them, they can all give you, their own examples on what it means to them. But it all kind of comes back and it all correlates to what Coach Davis tells us at the end of the day. So
You said you embraced that, at some point last year as well. When thinking back to that time, was that easy to do? Was that something you had to kind of get out of your comfort zone to do? How was that process for you?
I've always seen myself as a leader. I mean, I've always. My freshman and sophomore year, I had amazing leaders here. So in a way, I'll say I took a back seat in a way, but I've always seen myself as a leader. In high school, I was always the guy who pushed my teammates. I was always the guy who got on my teammates when needed to be, who carried my teammates when needed to be, who held them up. And that's just who I want to continue to be. It helps people. It allows people to grow when there's that leadership, and I think I'm capable of doing it. So, it's nothing new, no new surprises or anything for me, so I'm just continuing just to embrace it, like I said.
Seth, you've been around this program for a long time, from when JP first got here as a freshman to now. And in fact, Coach Davis has kind of seen you grow up in that way, from being just JP's little brother to being your own man. And he says how much this program means to you and how you want it to be consistently good. You basically leave it better than you found it. In your words, how much does this program mean to you? How much has it been a part of your life?
I mean, in this era, to stay here for 4 years, I think speaks a lot. To enter the transfer portal and literally not be able to leave, I think speaks a lot. This university means everything to me. I'm growing up a Carolina fan. My family's grown up a Carolina fan. I've had support for all these years, and I've just been able to grow as a man. Forget basketball. The young man I became here, the lessons I've learned, all the experience I've been able to have, the connections I've built. You can't get all these things anywhere else. And it really just means a lot to me. I'm super thankful for it. I mean, when I'm praying at night, I speak about how thankful I am for this university. I mean, it's a blessing. It's a blessing just to put it in a few words.
How will Kynes' role as a point guard differ from, say, Elliott last year or other point guards you've played with? And what does his skill set maybe allow the team to do this year that was maybe more difficult last year?
Well, Kynes, he's just embracing the role that any point guard should embrace. Being a voice for the team, being a leader, being an extension of the coach, and just being confident so everybody else can be confident on the court. I mean, he's played amazing this summer. He's getting to his spots. He has a patient game. He's an elite shooter, as y'all know, and a really good passer. He's been able to create opportunities for all of us this summer, and I mean, we're just continuing to play off of him. He'll be really good for us, and yeah.
Seth, you had to wear a lot of hats, like strictly from a basketball perspective last year. What do you sort of see being your most important role this year on the court, and what were some of the things you wanted to work on most this year?
My role, just being that guy in hindsight, being the guy that the teammates can rely on, being the guy when Coach Davis needs something, I can go get it, whether it's a defensive stop, it's a rebound, it's a game time bucket, whatever it is, just being that guy that Coach Davis can rely on. We built such a good relationship over the last 4 years, and I feel like I've continued to grow as a player, that he can rely on me, and I can rely on him knowing that he relies on me, So just being that guy. And then what was your second question?
What did you work on this summer? What did you want to improve most?
I mean everything. This summer, we've been working on playing on the ball more. Last year, just how many guards we had, it was limited for everybody. So this summer, been on the ball a lot more, decision making, reading the pocket pass, coming off screens, ready to shoot. Off the dribble shooting has been huge. Movement shooting has been huge. But just continuing just to expand my game as a lead guard. Has been the biggest push.
Seth, I can't imagine you'll have to guard as many fours this year. What's it been like with guys like Henry and Caleb and Jaron?
Yeah.
This team so far?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I still talk about it. I still tell them how thankful I am for them, because now I don't have to guard guys who are 6'10", 240 or something like that. So it's a huge blessing. And then just the thing about them too, they're not just big. They have so many aspects of their game. Like Henry, from what I've seen this summer, he's an incredible shooter. Jaron is a lights-out shooter. Caleb is so dynamic. He can shoot the ball. He can put the ball on the floor, and then he can go and shut down, the opposing team's best player. So all of our bigs are so dynamic. I mean, just as well as their size, plus with everything that they can do, our front court has a chance to do something really special this year. So I'm very thankful for them.
Along those lines,
I'm just curious, when you're recruiting transfers or whoever it is to come here, what's your number one sell in terms of, hey, come to Carolina because if you had to pick one thing, this reason?
I mean, I guess the thing that I consistently tell these guys, is that we need them. We're not recruiting them for no reason. We're not recruiting them because Coach Davis is bored and he just wants to bring Henry in on a visit. It's because we need these guys and they have a chance and the opportunity to impact this university like many people dream about. I mean, there's so many people who would kill to be right here in this seat answering questions to y'all. And just continue to spread messages like that, remind them that we need them, reminding them and just letting them know that they can be such a pivotal piece, and just keeping it real with them. I guess telling them the truth is part of my pitch.
Seth, what I was going to ask you real quick about what you were saying with the skill of the bigs that you have on this team, and with off the dribble shooting like you're talking about, in the half court, do you maybe see this group playing more pick and roll type stuff when you get into a half court set and you're running something than opposed to previous years just because of the skill of the bigs?
Well, maybe I won't say more. I don't know. I'll just have to tell you just to wait and see. But last year, we ran so much pick and roll. It's kind of hard to say whether or not we're going to do more or less this year, but we will be playing in the pick and roll a lot. Our bigs are such dynamic. They're very good poppers. They're great rollers. They're great screeners. So we're gonna have to use that to play to the best of our abilities. But to answer if it's gonna be more or less, I'm not really sure yet. But it'll be the right amount. Whatever it'll be will be the right amount.
Was there something about Henry's game that kind of jumped out that surprised you, and that you saw a couple times and you continue to see it again and again and again?
That he can jump. Like he's not just tall. He's not just a 7-foot foreign guy, who you just see he can just dunk the ball. Like I can really throw it up to Henry. He's gonna go get it. He's such a dynamic roller. If I throw him a pocket pass and I'm leading him a little bit, he just has this burst out to the ball to beat the opposing big, and it's something that not a lot of bigs have, and it's gonna create a lot of opportunities for us. It's gonna open up our games a lot. And he's going to be able to create and just feed off himself for that. But
How much does his athletic ability enable him to be able to get those lobs from off? You could start one place and get the lob going to the rim because he can get there so quickly.
I'm not too sure because he is 7 foot. So
Well,
there's
4 to 7 foot.
yeah. I mean no, but like for a 7-footer, he is very athletic. He's very athletic. He's very dynamic. He's quick. He can move his feet. So it's definitely better than the average 7-footer that you see in college basketball. I'll say that.
So I know a lot of guys have come to you for on-the-court stuff as you've been around here for a long time. Since you've become an entrepreneur, have you gotten any guys come to you and ask you any advice about that off the court as well?
None really in the locker room. They just give me a bunch of kudos. They support my business, like Zayden. Zayden has been there. It's leading up to an unhealthy amount of times, but I won't say it's unhealthy yet. But they've been huge supporters of me. But I mean, yeah, I have had some athletes reach out on social media, just asking questions, just saying congratulations, how'd you get into it, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Kyan and Henry both mentioned that you were the reason why they decided to come to UNC, especially, at least a little bit. I might be putting words in their mouth, overselling it a bit. But what does that mean to you that you just have such an impact? Obviously, it's, you have a pitch for transfers, but to know that makes an impact, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot. Like I said earlier, I mean, it means a lot because, I'm really telling the truth to these guys. So just the fact that they can believe me, and they can just trust me after an hour, 2-hour dinner, means so much. Speaks highly on their character, speaks highly on my character, and just speaks in the relationship that I have with these guys already. Like, I'm super close with Henry already. I'm super close with Kyan already. They're probably two of my favorite people to play with as of right now, just the way they move the ball, the way they play, and the way they just compliment me and the rest of the team. But, I mean, it speaks a lot, and it speaks a lot of volume, not just on me, not just on those guys, but on this university too. Because like I said, everything that I told was no lies. I had no reason to tell you lies. Everything I told was the truth. And if it sells you, I mean, it just speaks highly in this university.
Seth, you spoke in April just about wanting to work on your mental side of the game. It's something that you talked about in the past. I wrote down, I had to go back and find this, but in the off season before your sophomore year, you talked about a David Goggins book, Can't Hurt Me, Master Your Mind and Define the Odds. I'm curious, when you talked about working on your mental this off season, did you go back to that book, or was there maybe a book, podcast, something that you actually physically opened or did that was maybe helpful to you?
Yeah, I didn't read any books this off season. But I've worked with one of my mentors. I see him as a mental coach. He's given me so many tricks and tools just to counter bad thoughts or whatever it is, but just to get that extra edge on the mental side. And I've been going at that. I mean, all summer I've been using those tools, been using those tactics whenever I need to, whenever need to be. And just how it went a long way last year, it's gone a long way this year. I mean, just continue to sharpen this side of the game. It's the most important thing in basketball, I think. And it takes guys such a long way when they really realize, how important it is. So.
Time for a couple more, 2 more.
So what about the challenges of that concussion last season? It didn't seem like you found your groove or shot afterwards that you had before. Did you feel like you ever got your game back to the level it was beforehand after the concussion?
I didn't. I didn't get my game back after that concussion. I had good games. I had bad games, but the biggest things was just the inconsistency. After my concussion, I was fighting fighting, and I honestly think that was part of the problem, just because I was trying so hard just to get it back and not just let it flow. But it is what it is. I mean, the concussion definitely affected me in that second half of the season, but I'm not going to sit here and just blame it on that, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who's had a concussion that's had to come back and play. So it is what it is. I mean, it did, but I don't know. It's in the past, so.
I guess kind of a middle battle, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, it was. When you get a concussion, everything, like quite literally everything is thrown off. Your rhythm, your feel, the way you process things on the court, the way you see, quite literally everything in your body is thrown off. So you just got to work on all that. But luckily, I've had months since it's happened. So I think we're good now.
Sure, so we got time for one more. I know several more have quit. He'll be October 7th. He'll be at the media day, and then he'll probably be with us before we play BYU. So last one here.
Seth, to kind of go back to your NIL endeavors, how would you kind of describe sort of the importance of NIL for players like you and also for the program as a whole? And also, do you have any plans for Ben and Jerry's in the future?
Well, I'll just speak on the Ben and Jerry's part real quick. I'm going to sit here and keep it a secret. I'll give y'all one. I'm trying to get Coach Roy a flavor here on Franklin Street. That's one thing I really want to do. I think he's earned it. I think he's done enough to get himself a flavor. He's great to my family. He's great to his university. So I want to try and do that to him. I got to talk to corporate, so we'll see what they say. We'll see what they say. But I'm sorry, I need you to repeat the first part of your question.
Just like the importance of NIL for the program, and also if once you graduate, how do you plan to be sort of involved in this NIL efforts?
Yeah, I mean, NIL is, well, first of all, it's important in the program because to get players now, you have to have it. You know, if you don't have it, you won't get players. But it's huge. It puts young players like me, young men, young women all over this university in just such, grateful positions and such huge positions that we're fortunate to just to call blessings. It wasn't this way years ago, and now just the fact that I can be at a university I love and really capitalize off of my name, my image, the things I do, it's huge, and it's going to go a long way for us players. It'll go a long way for this university and bring in the right people to hopefully get some championships. But it just continues to benefit college basketball, college football, just the NCAA in a whole. So I think it's a blessing.
Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it.